Hello everybody, we're getting ready to do a lesson, chapter 12, review and summary of pre-algebra math today. And chapter 12, review and summary, has 56 points on your class worksheet and 37 points on your notebook guide or your notebook. Students, put your name, date, period here, and then due date here for onliners and homeschoolers. Let's go right into today's bell work, okay? Number one up here, what is the next term in this sequence here? 12, 8, 4, 0, and dot, dot, dot. What would be our next term here? And then down here, graph the function y equals 1.5 times 3 to the x power. So graph that here on this grid here, students. Teachers, give your students about 3 minutes to do this. See you in 3. Okay, everybody, welcome back for today's solutions for today's bell work. So for up here, it would be D. Up here would be -4. We're subtracting by 4 from each of the previous terms, so it would be -4 for our next term here. And then down here, graph the function y equals 1.5 times 3 to the x power. That is your table for this function here, y equals 1.5 times 3 to the x power. So here is our function here. So this thing starts at -2, it's 1, 6, -1 is 0.5, 0 is 1.5, so we're way up here, and then 1 would be 4.5, should be up here, and then 2 would be 13.5, be way up here. So this thing basically goes like that, gigantically like that. So that would be the graph of this function here. Into our first slide here is vocabulary, students. Define this. This is for your notebook. This is for your test. This is for your chapter test. Polynomial, standard form, maximum value of a function, term of a polynomial, quadratic function, and then term of a sequence. Define those as 10 points here, page 1. Page 2, binomial, parabola, exponential function, trinomial, nonlinear function, and then exponential growth, 10 points, page 2. Page 3, it'd be degree of a term, minimum value of a function, exponential decay, degree of a polynomial, sequence, and then common ratio. This is page 3. Page 4, geometric sequence, common difference, and then arithmetic sequence. This is page 4. Then we go into a question. A blank is any function whose graph is not a line. What would your fill in there be? And we got 7 points here for page 4. Page 5, we have the graph of a quadratic function is a U-shaped curve called a blank. And then number 3, in a blank, the difference between consecutive terms is constant. What would be a good fill in for that sentence there? And you got 4 points here for page 5. Page 6, in a blank, the ratio of any term to the previous term is constant. And then number 5, describe how to find the degree of a polynomial. And that is 6 points here for page 6. And then page 7, give an example of a trinomial in standard form. And then number 7 here, describe the graph of a quadratic function that has a maximum value. Describe it. You got 10 points here for page 7. Page 8, describe the graph of a function that shows exponential decay. So describe means using full sentences, students, not just words or phrases. Describe means to write full sentences to describe the graph of a function that shows exponential decay. So that's 6 points for page 8. Okay, so let's do a review here for 12.1, which is polynomials. Write -5x minus 4x squared plus 3 times quantity 2x squared plus 3x as a polynomial in standard form. So how would you write this complete expression here in standard form? So we have negative 5x minus 4x squared plus 3 times quantity, 2 times x squared plus 3x. What is that? That's to write this out, to expand this out. When you multiply 3 times 2x squared, that'd be 6x squared, and then 3 times 3x would be 9x. So we use the distributive property to expand that out. So we have this expression now. So group like terms, so we're going to move negative 5x, we're going to move the 9x over here next to negative 5x, then we have negative 4x squared, and then 6x squared. So we group like terms. And then we combine like terms, and we end up with 4x plus 2x squared. We combine these two and then these two here. So rather 2x squared plus 4x would be standard form. Okay, so our next guided practice here. Write the expression as a polynomial in standard form. So we have 15x squared minus 4x plus 6 times the quantity 3 minus 8x squared minus 2x. This is our guided practice. This is yours down here, students, your independent practice. So let's go through the solution up here of this expression here. So for this expression, we have, when we multiply this through here, we get 18, and then 6 times negative 8x squared would be negative 48x squared, and then 6 times negative 2x would be negative 12x. And then we have 15x squared minus 4x. That's already expanded out there. Now we group like terms. We have 15x squared. We're going to move this over here with negative 48x squared. And then we have negative 4x, and we're going to move our negative 12x next to our negative 4x. So we group these together here. And then we have one constant, which is 18. Now we combine like terms. 15x squared minus 48x squared is negative 33x squared. And then negative 16x, negative 4x minus 12x, be negative 16x, and then plus 18. So this would be in standard form. We have decreasing degrees here in our terms. We've got a second degree term here, first degree, and then no degree here. So students, this is on you. And let's move on. Okay, so for 12.2, adding and subtracting polynomials. So find the difference between quantity y squared minus 6y plus 3 minus quantity 5y squared plus 8y. So how do we find the difference of these two polynomials here? So write difference. This is our difference again. We have our negative 1 out front here. What we need to do now is we're going to drop our parentheses from our first group here, right opposite of the second polynomial. So we're going to add a negative 5y squared and then minus 8y. So we're going to add the opposite of these two terms here. And then once we do that, we have y squared minus 5y squared. We're going to move that over here. So we have y squared minus 5y squared, and then minus 6y. And then we're going to move our negative 8y next to our 6y, and then our 3 here. So now we've grouped like terms. So it'll be easier to combine these terms now. So when we combine them together, we have negative 4y squared minus 14y plus 3. That's what our simplification is for this difference here. Okay, into our guided practice, find the sum or difference. We have quantity 6y cubed minus 4y plus 1 minus quantity 7y cubed plus 2y squared minus 3. Students, this is yours down here, but pay attention up here so you can do your independent, okay? So to do this one up here, we're going to first we're going to multiply through by a negative for what's inside the parentheses over here. So we have 6y cubed minus 4y plus 1 plus a negative 7y cubed minus 2y squared minus 3. And then the negative of a negative is a positive. So this becomes positive 3. Now we're going to drop our parentheses, and then we're going to group like terms. So we have 6y cubed, and then minus 7y cubed. We move these two together. And then negative 2y squared, which is here. We don't have a y squared over here, so it's just negative 2y squared. And then minus 4y, we don't have a y over here, so it's just negative 4y. Then we have 1 and then plus 3. Now combine again. We're going to combine now that we've grouped like terms. We're going to combine 6y cubed minus 7y cubed will be minus y cubed minus 2y squared minus 4y plus 4. So here is your simplification of this difference here. And that is Chapter 12, Review and Summary, Part 1, Pre-Algebra Math, animated PowerPoint math video at AOL.com for questions or course materials. Thank you very much.